What's up, everybody? Bobby Black here, coming to you direct from the Black Cave here at High Times headquarters. And I have here with me the one and only John Garcia, legendary singer of Kyuss and Unida and SloBurn and more bands than I can even count. Now have your own solo record finally after all these years. How are you doing?
Doing good. Thanks for having me. We were talking about earlier, like I've known you for many years, and thank you for this opportunity to come to your awesome office and in New York and talking about something that I just created. It's an honor, and I appreciate being here. So things are good.
Cool, man. Well, the honor is all mine. I've been listening to your music since 20 years, I guess now, is it? I started in college when the first Kyuss record came out. I was in college. I was a college DJ, and I got a hold of Wretch, and I was like, wow, this is cool, and I started getting into it. And then Blues for the Red Sun came out and just blew everyone completely away. It was like an incredible album. It wasn't like anything I'd ever heard before. And I've been a fan ever since. And like I said before, the different people you've played with and stuff, it's been an amazing journey.
It has. And I'm very lucky and very fortunate to have played with all the musicians and bands that I've been with. And we're Scott and Josh and Brent and Nick and Chris Cockrell and the guys in SloBurn, Chris, Damon and Eric and Hermano and Unida, Arthur and Mike, and Dandy and Dave. All big, due, heavy respect and love for the guys that I played with in the past. Some people have told me in the past, like, man, how many bands are you going to play in? And I mean, you're whoring yourself out, you're watering yourself down. And I don't look at it that way. I look at it as anybody who knows anything about my career knows that I don't like to stay in one place for very long. And it's about being explorative. And for me, if there's a singer's rule book on how many bands I'm supposed to be in, I threw that out a long time ago. Like the Crystal Method. When they asked me to do a song for their record, Legion of Boom, I said, do you know the type of music I sing? Because it's not techno, man. It's not. It's like, they were like, Scott, yeah, we know. Just here, what do you think of the song? And it was, it wound up being their single. I'm like, well, maybe I should get out of the where I'm at right now and go into techno, man. But it was rad, and that's a direct result of being exploratory. To finally release a solo record and to kind of say no to all these projects that I've had in the past and to say yes to this collection of songs, it's liberating. I needed to finally get this group of songs off my shoulders.
So tell us a little about why these songs mean so much to you and where they came from. How long have they been kind of mulling around?
Ever since I was about 18 or 19, I knew I wanted to do a solo record. So I started collecting these songs that got me through someplace, that got me through something, that got me to another place, that made me feel. And I just kind of snatched them away and put them in my little safety deposit box. So I would take them from 19 years old to 22 to 24 to 36 to 39 to 41 and kind of everywhere in between. And I had about 44 of them through Harper Hug and Trevor Whatever, my producers, at their great studio in Palm Springs, Thunder Underground. We made the song selection, and we were on a mission to make a very simple rock record. That was the theme, that was the concept, and it was keeping it simple. I wasn't, again, looking up to change the face of rock and roll or, these are just songs that Harper, myself, and Trevor were super passionate about, and they showed that. All the musicians showed that. We hand-picked these different musicians specifically for each song. And Harper told me, he said, for this only acoustic track, I'm hearing a Spanish flamenco guitar on there. And I said, well, that's great. Who do you know that plays Spanish guitar? And he goes, well, I know Robbie Krieger. After I fell off my chair and got back up again, I said, well, do you think you would do it? And he said, well, let's just get him to try. So got him the track. The next piece was if he liked it. And the final piece was, would he play this flamenco guitar on it? And next thing you know, me, Harper, and Trevor were in Trevor's truck on our way down to the studio in LA, and talked about a monumental moment, one that I'll never forget for the rest of my life, and that was one of them. And he just shredded on guitar. I mean, he showed up with a burrito in one hand and flamenco guitar in the other, and he laid it down. He just started shredding, and my jaw went hard. You know?
Yeah.
So he made not only the song better, but the entire record better. But just having him be a part of it.
What was it specifically about these songs that you had in your lockbox, as you said, that made you not want to record any of them with some of the groups that you've been with over the years, since you've had them so long in your vault? Was it that you were worried about maybe the creative control being lost if you had the group record it and not as a solo project, or was it just that they were so personal that you kind of didn't want to share it with them?
The second half of that, I think it was just a personal thing, and I was a little bit stingy with them. I wanted to go, nope, this one's mine. This is not going on anybody's record but mine. I want this to be on my record. So it's almost like when you get a tattoo, something that's a special time of your life, and it's a special meaning. This is a direct result of that. All of these songs are I don't claim to be a poet. I'm not a poet. I'm a story writer. Once the first line comes, I become the song slave, and it writes itself. So, but a lot of them, they're fiction, but they're parts of my life in these songs as well. So, they're about relationships, love, tragedy, relationships with people, substances, material things, spiritual things, and I don't ask people to sit there and try to decipher my lyrics. I mean, they're printed in the booklet and whatnot, but they're abstract stories. Escapism. It's escaping from your current reality and taking you to someplace, and it makes you feel. I don't give a shit if it's Earth, Wind and Fire or Motley Crue or whoever it may be. If it makes you feel, I have no guilty pleasures. I'm gonna listen to it. I still spin Bee Gees records from the 70s because I grew up in the 70s, and that's what my brother used to listen to. There are no guilty pleasures for me. So if it takes you someplace like these songs took me when I heard them and I had that relationship with them and they got me through something, they're mine.
You want to talk about music taking you somewhere? I'll tell you a little story. I remember when, like I told you, I was a fan from early on, and I remember when the announcement came out about Welcome to Sky Valley was about to come out. I went and bought a copy from the record store on the first day it came out. I went home. I was still living with my parents at the time, and locked myself in my room and ate some mushrooms and put on some headphones and listened to Sky Valley for the first time. And man, I'm gonna tell you, that took me somewhere. All right, it was an amazing trip. One of my best, I would say. You've obviously, like we touched on, you've been in a lot of bands. You've done guest appearances on a lot of other albums and a lot of other bands and stuff. But there was a period where you kind of were in hibernation. It seemed like you weren't really touring much. There wasn't a lot coming out. Was that just because you were spending time with your family, or were you like kind of working on these songs? What was behind that little hiatus?
I still have a general, really good, positive feeling about working with animals and being in the veterinary medicine field. And whether it be teching or working for, the largest diagnostic company in the country, Antech, I'm still drawn to that. So I really kind of took off and got back into teching, and worked for a 6-doctor practice in this small town called Bermuda Dunes in the Coachella Valley, and later on started working for this diagnostic company, which I really, really enjoyed. And Bobby, I still might go back. I love doing that stuff, and And you know, again, if there's a rule book in regards to what singers should do and how they should be perceived, and now I'm a father and a husband first, man. I'm not backstage thinking, you know, I'm a rock star. You know, I'm not. This is something that I'm passionate about, but so is working with animals. My wife, she helps run Palm Springs Animal Hospital, and she always tells me, hey, you know, why don't you come on back and work for me? I'm like, well, as long as you allow me to continue. Not to sound that I'm pussy whipped or anything like that, but you know, it's true. You know, it's got to make sense in every way. And when you have 2 kids, and you know, Dad's off in New York City talking to Bobby Black at High Times, and she's having to watch a 4-year-old and 11-year-old trying to hold down Palm Springs Animal Hospital. You got to give her some credit.
Yeah.
You know, 100%. I mean, that job ain't easy, man, for anybody. And I've been there. So, big love and props to for Wendy for letting me be in the type of environment that I'm in. Not only now, but on a nightly basis when I'm on the road, and I fly them out as much as I can. I flew Marshall and Wendy out to Berlin, and you know, Marshall was up on stage, you know, with me for Vista Chino in front of 5,000 people
awesome.
trying to sing "Soup a Scoop" and the Mighty Scoop, and so I had him up there with me, and the mic was here, and he goes, "I'm ready, Dad." And I said, "Well, come on, let's go. Here's your chance." And the people were screaming, and he was almost ready to go. He's like, "No, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it." So he went running back to Wendy, my wife, and you know, his mom, and you know, showing on. But that, you know,
it's really for you. It's just really about balancing your love for music with your love of animals and your family.
That's exactly right.